election date set after Netanyahu fires top ministers. Israelis react to news of early election. France votes in favor of recognizing Palestine. And Iranian hackers reportedly targeted airlines and energy firms. Shalom and welcome to the Jerusalem Post News. Here are the top stories for December 3rd. Israel's next round of general elections will be held on March 17, 2015. The announcement was made today after a meeting with heads of the Knesset factions at the office of Knesset Speaker Yuli Edelstein. The move follows Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's decision on Tuesday to fire Yesh Atid leader Yair Lapid and Hatznua chairwoman Tzipi Livni. The remaining 4 ministers in Yesh Atid resigned 2 hours later.
רבותיי, ככה אי אפשר לנהל ממשלה. ככה אי אפשר להנהיג מדינה. ועל כן לפני זמן קצר הנחיתי את מזכיר הממשלה להוציא מכתבי פיטורים לשרים לבני ולפיד.
Today, a preliminary reading of a bill to disperse the Knesset passed 84-0. A final reading of the bill could pass as early as next Monday. Israeli residents reacted to Netanyahu's call for early elections on Tuesday night. Netanyahu's government, which only took office last year, has been unraveling over an array of issues, including the 2015 budget and the controversial Jewish state bill. Here's what a couple of citizens had to say.
I think the best way for Israel is to have Mr. Netanyahu, Mr. Lieberman, and Mr. Bennett. They are really 3 great men.
I think that we don't need elections, and they are quarreling about small things and insignificant things, and made us pay for such a big amount of money that can be used for important things, and it will not be a change because I don't think that the election will change something.
French lawmakers backed recognition of a Palestinian state yesterday in a symbolic motion which will not immediately affect France's diplomatic stance. It does, however, demonstrate growing European impatience with a stalled peace process. While most developing countries recognize Palestine as a state, most Western European countries don't, supporting the Israeli and US position that an independent Palestinian state should emerge from direct negotiations. The vote in France's National Assembly followed similar non-binding resolutions that recently passed the British and Spanish parliaments and the Irish Senate. The resolution in France passed by a vote of 339 to 151.
The proponent of this resolution argued that the resolution will create a shock which might bring the 2 parties at the negotiating table again. I am convinced of the exact contrary. It will radicalize those in Israel who don't want to hear about a Palestinian state, and it will radicalize those in Palestine who continue to deny the right to exist to Israel.
It shows that there is a need to recognize Palestine. This is still the job of the president in France, but he will have to take into record this vote, and also because there is an absolute need to make things move on, because today everything is blocked.
And Iranian hackers have reportedly infiltrated major airlines, energy companies and defense firms around the globe over the past 2 years. This is according to US cybersecurity firm Cylance.
So what we've discovered and uncovered really in the past 2 years that we've been tracking is a campaign we call Operation Cleaver. And it's a campaign sourced out of Iran. Iranian attackers and hackers have gone after the world's critical infrastructure in such a way that has really been bone-chilling for us as security experts in the field. Knowing what level of access they have into over 50 different companies around the world tells us what they could do if they wanted to in terms of controlling critical infrastructure, our physical world, transportation, you name it. So we knew we had to act quick.
The report comes as governments scramble to better understand the extent of Iran's cyber capabilities, which researchers say have grown rapidly as Tehran seeks to retaliate for Western cyber attacks on its nuclear program. A diplomatic representative for Iran said that Cylance's claim that Tehran was behind the campaign was groundless and fabricated to tarnish the government's image. And that's it for today. We'll be back tomorrow with the latest news from Israel. Until then, shalom from the Jerusalem Post studios.